Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second edition of the Charles Boehm podcast. My name is Travis Boehm, and I am the very proud principal of Charles Boehm Middle School. In this second episode, we are going to introduce you to some of our new staff members for the 2019-2020 school year. I think one of the greatest things I get to do as a principal is hire excellent staff to put in front of your students, and I really take that job seriously. And I think this year we really found some rock stars to bring into Charles Boehm. Some of the staff members are going to be here for the year. Some are going to be here for half year. We would obviously love to keep everyone here. But I can't wait to introduce you to them, and I hope you enjoy the podcast. Thank you very much. We are here with one of our new sixth grade teachers who will be filling in for Mrs. Devlin the first half of the year. I would like to introduce to all of our parents and students, Miss McCluskey. Miss McCluskey, so why don't you tell our students and parents where you're coming from?
Hello, so I am from the Bucks County area, Doylestown area. I grew up going to the schools in the Central Bucks School District. After that, I ended up going to Westchester, where I earned my degree in middle grades 4 to 8 with a concentration in English Language Arts. Once I graduated, I got a job at Bridge Valley Elementary School in Central Bucks School District as their building sub. And after that, I am here filling in for Miss Devlin.
That is wonderful to hear, and we're so thankful that she is going to be joining us for the first half of the year. All right, so the big question, why did you get into teaching?
So for me, teaching has always been the dream. From my earliest memories of school, I was very fortunate to have had the experience of learning from some very special educators who brought both their professional and personal gifts to the classroom. The best teachers that I thought were those that invested themselves in each student every single day. I loved to learn because my teachers showed me the power of knowledge. I left school each day feeling enriched by their support and enthusiasm for learning, and I would love to be that teacher.
That was such a great answer. So why don't you tell us, what is your passion outside of teaching?
I enjoy music very much. It's always a good idea to listen to music, to have it on. I prefer to have it on playing throughout the day no matter what I'm doing. I'm not very picky when it comes to the genre. I grew up listening to classic rock because of my parents. I love country in the summer, jazz when I'm working, and pop year-round. I love attending concerts whenever I can. I try to get to as many as possible with as many friends and family that can come. I just think music brings everyone together, and that's why I love it so much.
Sounds great. All right, next one. What are your core beliefs about education?
So I believe that a classroom should be a haven for students. Before a student is able to learn, they must be made to feel safe, accepted, and valued. In my opinion, the most effective classrooms are the ones that encourage personal growth, nurture imagination, and foster knowledge. Providing students with a safe and secure learning environment, one that promotes civility, believes in respectful discourse, strives for acceptance, and encourages risk-taking. Once a student feels comfortable in their environment, only then can the learning truly begin.
Love it, love it, love it. It sounds awesome. All right, we got two more questions. So the first one is, what should parents and students know about you?
So I want them to know that I'm very much a believer in communication. I want parents to feel confident that their student is entering a classroom that exudes excitement for learning and personal growth. I want both parents and students to feel comfortable to approach me with any concerns or questions. I am looking forward to not only teaching the students, but learning from them as well.
All right. What is something that you are looking forward to this year?
I'm truly so excited to continue to grow professionally and learn as much as possible. I cannot wait to meet the students and begin the school year. I'm very fortunate to be working in such a wonderful district and with wonderful teachers and staff. This year will definitely be one that is filled with new experiences that are challenging and rewarding, both personally and professionally. I'm eager for it to begin.
All right. Again, parents, we are so lucky to have Miss McCluskey joining our team this year, filling in on the sixth grade side for Mrs. Devlin for the first half of the year. Thank you very much for joining us, Miss McCluskey.
Yep.
All right, so next up as one of our new staff members is Mrs. Nicole Smith. She is joining us as our new counselor to Charles Boehm. So welcome, Nicole. We're so excited to have you.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here, and I can't wait to meet everybody, all of the students and families and faculty and staff.
All right, so why don't you tell us where you're coming from?
I am coming from Mast Community Charter School, which is a K-12 charter school in Northeast Philadelphia.
So why did you get into being a school counselor?
The main reason I got into being a school counselor was the excellent relationship that I had with my school counselor in high school. I did not have a school counselor in K through 8, so that was my first experience in high school, and it was just wonderful. It was that person that I could go and talk to about anything, and she just made me feel so welcome and so important that that feeling stuck with me, and I knew that's something that I wanted to pursue as my profession.
All right, so why don't you tell us what's like your main passion outside of working in a school building?
My main passion is exercise. I'm a big fitness enthusiast, and it makes me really happy, and it's something that I really enjoy doing outside of school.
All right, so as a counselor, what are your core beliefs?
My core beliefs as a counselor is that every single student is important and everyone matters. Like, I'm a big advocate of you matter. I think that's something that is one of my main beliefs as a counselor, making sure that every student knows that they can come to me at any time for whatever reason, and I'm always going to be that person, that person that listens, that person that cares, and their advocate.
All right, so what should parents and students know about you that you haven't already stated?
I'm hoping you can tell that I'm friendly. I am very accessible. You can call me, email me, make an appointment to come see me, drop by if you'd like to. I encourage communication. I'm a big advocate of communication. I think that's essential, especially with counselors and with parents and guardians. That's really important.
All right, last one. So what is the one thing you are really looking forward to as we start this new school year?
I am really looking forward to getting to know all of my students. It's really important for me to get to know my students on a first name basis. That's just something that is it's crucial to me as a counselor to know everybody's first name. So that's something that I'm looking forward to, getting to know everybody and getting to know everyone's interest and each student as a person.
And just for our parents, just so you know, Mrs. Smith will be working with our 7th grade students to start the year. Mrs. Smith, thank you for joining us, and we can't wait to have you join us here at Boehm.
Thank you so much. I'm very excited, and I can't wait to be here.
Hello, everyone. I am here with one of our new teachers, Miss Natalie Rube. She is going to be teaching math for us here at Charles Boehm. So, Natalie, the first question is, tell us about your past. Where are you coming from?
So I taught at Haverford Middle School in Havertown for the past 6 years, but I grew up in Bucks County. I went to Central Bucks, so I'm excited to be back in Bucks County, and I'm excited to be in the Pennsbury community.
Great. So why did you get into teaching in the first place?
I got into teaching because I've always loved school. I wanted to be a teacher because I wanted to make a positive difference in students' lives. I had great teachers growing up who supported me as an individual, and I want to provide the same support and guidance and encouragement to my students to enable them to reach their full potential. And I also love the combination of creativity and organization that being a teacher brings to my life.
All right, so one of the things, we really embrace here at Charles Boehm is finding out student passions. So what are your passions outside of the classroom?
Awesome. So I love anything athletic, from coaching to playing sports myself or even just any kind of exercise. I also love to bake, so that helps kind of balance things out. And I also love to travel. This summer I actually visited Portland, Oregon and did some hiking, which was awesome.
All right, so what are your core beliefs about education?
So I believe that every student is unique and brings their own way of learning into the classroom. And I feel that as a teacher, it's my job to provide instruction to students that meets them and caters to their learning preferences, but also challenges them to grow and reach their potential as a well-rounded student, both academically and emotionally, and really just support their full potential.
All right. So, what should parents and students know about you before they step foot in this building?
Awesome. So I would say that parents and students should know that I'm here to help every student succeed, whether that looks like extra help with homework or working on study skills or even organizing their locker. That's my favorite, is organizing. I'm really dedicated to my job and my students, and I'm looking forward to helping my students grow.
All right. So last question. What are you looking forward to most this year?
I'm looking forward to meeting my students and getting involved in the community as much as I can.
All right, so we are so excited to have Miss Rube join us here at Charles Boehm. We are looking forward to a great year in math in 7th grade. Thanks again, Miss Rube.
Anytime.
So we are here with one of our new special education teachers, Chelsea Meltzer. Chelsea, why don't you tell us where you are coming from as you get ready to start school here at Charles Boehm?
So I have been teaching in School Lane Charter School for the past 4 years as a 4th grade learning support teacher.
Very cool. So why did you get into teaching in the first place?
So I spent a lot of time with kids growing up and just knew that that's what I wanted to do, and I just love seeing how kids grow and progress throughout the school year.
Very cool. So one of the things we try and push with our kids along with our staff members is passion learning. So what is one of your passions outside of teaching?
So I run a basketball program in Southampton called Reach Sports that has over 500 kids, and I've been involved in that for a really long time. So I spend a lot of time outside of school taking part in that.
All right, so our next question. What are your core beliefs about education?
So I believe that all children can learn, and every kid has something to offer, and I just want to instill lifelong learners in my students that just grow and have a love for learning.
All right, next question. What should parents and students know about you before they step foot into your classroom?
That I really like to be open with communication, and I'm just like an open door, and I just want parents and students to feel comfortable to come talk to me if they need anything.
All right, what is one thing you are looking forward to this school year?
I'm looking forward to getting involved a lot with the community at the school because I've heard wonderful things about how great this community is.
Thank you so much, Chelsea, for joining us, and we are really looking forward to you starting here at Charles Boehm in the next couple weeks.
Thanks, Mr. Bloom.
We are sitting here with our new special education teacher, Mrs. Amanda McKay. Amanda, welcome to Boehm.
Hi, how are you?
So tell us about where you're coming from.
So I am coming from Central Bucks School District. There I taught autistic support 5th and 6th grade, and it was a great teaching. It was a great experience, but I found that moving back to learning support is more suited to my teaching style, so I'm excited to get started here.
All right, so tell us, why did you get into teaching in the first place?
I got into teaching because a lot of my family are teachers, and I always wanted to do something that involved helping people, and I just found that I really like to make connections with students and, teaching.
All right. So tell us about your passions outside of the classroom.
Outside of the classroom, I like to read. I like to travel. Definitely take a lot of time in the summer to do some traveling and to get outside. I also like to hang out with my family and my nieces and nephews and just kind of relax.
All right, so the next question is, tell our parents and students what your core beliefs about education are.
As a special educator, I think it's important to meet all individual student needs as best as you can, and I think it's important to differentiate and help all students be successful in the classroom.
Okay. What should our parents and students know about you before they step foot into your classroom?
I think they should know that I am their number one fan. I'm their advocate. I'm here for them, and I'm here to help them be comfortable and successful in my classroom. I'm a great communicator, I'm hardworking, and I'm excited to just get to know both parents and the students that I will be working with this year.
All right, last question. What is one thing you are looking forward to this year?
I'm looking forward to transitioning into the middle school setting and just getting to know students and staff and everybody that works here. I'm excited to start something new and find new creative ways to teach students.
Well, thank you, Ms. McKay, for joining us. And parents, we look forward to her starting here at Boehm sometime after the beginning of the school year. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. So I am here with our new social studies teacher, Ms. Gaffney, who will be filling in for Mrs. Snyder for the year. Ms. Gaffney, why don't you tell us about previous positions you've held in the district?
Okay, so last year I was at Penwood in the morning. I taught 7th grade world history and then 2 8th grade American history classes. And then I actually made my way over here in the afternoon where I taught 6th and 7th grade Lit Lab.
So why did you get into teaching in the first place?
That's kind of a hard question. It's college can be pretty confusing, deciding what you want to do. I don't think I was fully convinced until I actually did my student teaching, and then just interacting with I had taught 7th grade American history in Downingtown, interacting with those students and really getting into the swing of things. Just after that experience, I knew I would never do anything else.
Very cool. So talk to us about what your passions are outside of teaching.
Well, the number one thing that comes to mind is probably my dog. I love my dog. He's a 3-year-old Chesapeake Bay Retriever. He's a beast, but he's a huge baby. I love bringing him swimming, hiking, you name it. I love playing softball, even though I'm not very good anymore. I attempt to play golf, but that doesn't go so well either. Just being active. I love Philadelphia sports. I'm really excited for the Eagles this year. And my fantasy team, hopefully that does well.
All right. Our next question is, what are your core beliefs about education?
If I'm going to break it down to the number one most important thing to me, it's definitely building those relationships with my students. I feel like the content is also very important, but like you cannot delve into the content until you have those relationships established. So that I make it my priority to get to know my students so I can use their experiences to inspire my lessons, and vice versa. They can know a little bit about me too, and it just creates a good rapport.
Very cool. So what should our parents and students know about you before they walk into your classroom?
At the end of the day, I really just want all my students to be successful, and I'm willing to do everything that I can to make them successful. I'm flexible. I'm open-minded. I think anything can be settled with a conversation. I think it's going to be a great year.
Okay. What is one thing that you are really looking forward to this year?
Well, in the beginning, I talked about how I was at Penwood in the morning, and here in the afternoon, I taught 3 different subjects. I'm so excited to just be focusing on one subject, the 8th grade American history. That's my favorite thing to teach. So that is really exciting to me. I'm also really excited to really be a part of the staff 100%. It's such a great environment here, and my team's awesome. Everybody's so nice. I'm just excited to be a part of that.
We are so glad to have you here, everybody. Again, Miss Gaffney will be teaching 8th grade social studies this year. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
We want to thank you for joining this edition of the Boehm Pride podcast. We still have some more staff to introduce you to, but we're going to do that in our next episode. Thank you, everybody, for joining in, and we hope you have a great day. Take care.